Okay, here is video 2, and I suggest we start again in a low squat position, just to warm up. I'm kind of twisting side to side as you're pushing your inner thighs open, straightening your back. Okay, and then rolling back. Okay, so you've got your strap, and I'm gonna grab my blocks here. So your strap, you're going to want to thread it through and then create a loop at one end, like this. Or if you have a band like this, I will show both. And we're going to start by just laying on your back. Move over, Olive. And we're going to start by just bringing your knee to your center. And then, oh, we got every day. And then bringing your foot up like this, making sure that you keep your left foot flexed. There's a text from Jill. Left foot flexed and actually somewhat, flex and your knee engaged. So the left foot that's on the floor, so it's not collapsed, but even keeping that left heel somewhat off the floor by about 1 inch. And then as you have your right leg in the air, you keep your hip bone down, and you will feel that stretch right in your glute here and at the insertion of your hamstring as you're pulling down with the strap and then rolling your shoulder blades back so your entire upper back is flush against the mat. And just hold this stretch. And on the inhale, lengthen. And on the exhale, just gently pull. So you're pulling your leg just ever so slightly towards the back wall. And that will deepen the stretch. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, toe goes back. And engage your core. So you're pressing the lower back against the floor. So this is very active. Your left leg is fully engaged. Heel is lifted off the floor. Your core is engaged. Lower back is pressed against the floor. And your shoulders, or your upper back, is pressed against the floor. And then your upper leg is reaching towards the sky. And then you're pulling that right hip down to the mat as you're pulling the right foot back. A lot of stuff going on here. And as on that exhale, as you're moving your right foot back, curl your tailbone up. So again, you're pushing your low back into the mat as you're moving your right foot back. And that's a well supported, so you're making sure that everything, you have proper technique, so you're not just bending your back like this and you're losing the effects of the stretch. This way you're making sure that you're getting proper stretch and maximizing the stretch. So keeping that right leg straight. Okay, so I think you get the idea here. Now what we're going to do is just open that right leg while holding onto the strap and keep the right leg. You can play with this and keep it wherever is comfortable. If it's just opening it up this much, wherever is comfortable. And again, keeping that left foot fully engaged, kneecap, quadricep contracted. And now bend the right leg, and you're just going to access a little bit different place in the hip here. And using your right hand underneath your right calf here, or outer lateral or edge of your calf. Use your right hand to assist coming up here. Now straighten your leg again, and you're going to, in keeping that left leg engaged again, you're going to go to the other side. And if you want to extend your right arm out for an upper body twist, that's nice too. Don't forget to breathe, relax your face. And you can rotate that lower leg so the toes are parallel, pointing towards the left arm. And inhale, and use your core to come up. And pause. And then come down. And then we'll do the other side. Switch the strap. And right leg down. And again, contract. And I'm going to do it this way so you can see what my right leg is doing. So fully contracted. And heel is about 1 inch off the ground. And you're going to drive that left hip into the floor. And you're also going to kind of curl your sacrum and push into the ground, push your lower back into the ground while you're pushing your shoulder, both shoulder blades, your upper back into the ground as well. This is a very active stretch here. Meanwhile, you're pulling back gently on the strap. So inhale, lengthen, exhale, just gently pulling the strap back. Ow! You bite hard. Inhale, lengthen, and gently pulling the strap back. Inhale, lengthen, and gently pulling the strap back, pushing the left hip into the ground, pushing the lower back into the ground, and the upper back into the ground. And you can move the strap even to the ball of the foot to kind of play around with the stretch. You get more of a stretch that way. You're also getting somewhat of a calf stretch if you do that, which is really nice. That opposed to the arch of the foot. Okay, and now bending at the knee, holding the strap. You can also hold the foot. That's the goal here. Almost a runner's lunge here, keeping the right foot engaged. And again, keeping the upper foot or upper back broad, ideally touching the upper back evenly on the floor. And then holding the strap and just opening the leg out a little bit, just to access a slightly different spot within the hip. And using your left hand to move your leg to the center and coming up. Oh, yeah, you can go out. Yeah. And then coming up. And then moving your left leg to the right side. And you can just roll your right leg over as well so that both toes are pointing towards the left. And you can move your gaze to over the left shoulder to get a little bit of a spinal twist here. And on the inhale, kind of pull on the strap a little bit, and the exhale, or let me see, inhale and then lengthen on the exhale. Inhale and then lengthen, or just breathe and hang out here. It's a little intense. So right leg is on top of the left knee, and then just grasp behind the left knee, and then just lay on the ground. And just hold this stretch. And these hip stretches, you really can hold them for quite a while just because these muscles are really hard to access. And so the longer you hold them, the better. But I'm just going to give you the gist of the stretch here. Okay, that's one. And then do the other side. And again, this ideally should be held for quite a while based on how tight this area is. I think this is called the shoestring stretch. Okay, and then, no, we'll not do that one. And then just a good spinal twist, bringing the right knee to the chest and then just rolling to your side. And the other side. Left knee to the chest and then rolling to your side. And stutter, hugging your knees together, roll to the side, and then coming up. And you can do these sitting up too. That shoestring, called the shoestring stretch, you can sit up like this. And it is intense, but it is a very, really, really good stretch. And ideally, you can even sit cross-legged like this. And the goal being to have both of your legs, I guess, parallel. And you can use a block to support like this. And if you can sit watching TV or anything like this for like 10 minutes on each side, and if you can't quite do them parallel like that, bringing your foot in is always easier. But the further that you can get it out, and again, parallel like this is going to help. But the ultimate goal being to have the legs parallel like this, probably the quintessential hip opening movement. And then to make sure you always switch sides so you don't walk in circles. Okay, that's it for today. Happy hip opening.